Health insurance is unlike any other insurance you buy. Even after you pay premiums, there are complicated, continuing costs. If you have life insurance, you pay your premiums and your beneficiary receives the payout. With auto insurance, you pay your premiums and sometimes a deductible for repairs after an accident, then insurance pays for the rest. But with health insurance, you pay premiums, a deductible, and then most of the time you keep paying each time you go to the doctor, pharmacist or the hospital. And when it comes to your health, it's not a matter of if you'll need that insurance, it's a matter of when. If you fall ill or are injured and don't know how health insurance works, you could become one of the millions each year who are caught off guard by high medical bills. It's important to understand the basics of health insurance so you can make the right financial decisions for your family before you need care. That way, you can focus more on healing when the time comes. Here's our primer on how the costs of health insurance work. Cost-sharing definitions. Before you understand how it all works together, let's brush up on cost-sharing terms that apply specifically to health insurance. Premium, a monthly payment you make to have health insurance. Like a gym membership, you pay the premium each month even if you don't use it, or you lose coverage. If you're fortunate enough to have employer-provided insurance, the company picks up all or part of the premium. Copay, your copay is a predetermined rate you pay for healthcare services at the time of care. For example, you may have a $25 copay every time you see your primary care physician, a $10 copay for each monthly medication and a $250 copay for an emergency room visit. Deductible. The deductible is how much you pay before your health insurance starts to cover a larger portion of your bills. In general, if you have a $1,000 deductible, you must pay $1,000 for your own care out of pocket before your insurer starts covering a higher portion of costs. The deductible resets yearly. Coinsurance. Coinsurance is a percentage of a medical charge that you pay, with the rest paid by your health insurance plan, after your deductible has been met. For example, if you have a 20% coinsurance, you pay 20% of each medical bill, and your health insurance will cover 80%. Out-of-pocket maximum, the most you could have to pay in 1 year, out-of-pocket, for your healthcare before your insurance covers 100% of the bill. In Affordable Care Act plans sold on marketplaces, the 2016 limits are $6,850 for an individual and $13,700 for a family, but yours may be different if you have an employer-sponsored policy. How it all works together. Health insurance policies come in a wide variety of cost-sharing options. Whereas some policies have low premiums and high deductibles and out-of-pocket maximum limits, others are just the opposite with high monthly rates and lower deductibles and out-of-pocket limits. If you're shopping for health insurance, you'll need to decide among HMO, PPO, POS plans and other types. In general, it works like this: you pay a monthly premium just to have health insurance. When you go to the doctor or the hospital, you pay either full cost for the services, or copays as outlined in your policy. Once the total amount you pay for services, not including copays, adds up to your deductible amount in a year, your insurer starts paying a larger chunk of your medical bills, typically 60% to 90%. The remaining percentage that you pay is called coinsurance. You'll continue to pay copays or coinsurance until you've reached the out-of-pocket maximum for your policy. At that time, your insurer will start paying 100% of your medical bills until the policy year ends or you switch insurance plans, whichever is first. But there's just one caveat: that's how it works only if you always choose the right doctors, clinics and hospitals, those within your health plan's provider network. If you use an out-of-network doctor, you could be on the hook for the entire bill, depending on which type of policy you have. This brings us to 3 new, related definitions you should understand. Network: the group of doctors and providers who agree to accept your health insurance. Health insurers negotiate and contract rates for care with certain doctors, hospitals and clinics that are generally lower than their cash pay prices. Out-of-network: this refers to a provider with which your insurance plan has not negotiated a discounted rate. If you get care from an out-of-network provider, you may have to pay the entire bill yourself or just a portion. Your portion of out-of-network charges should be indicated in your insurance policy summary. In-network: a provider who has agreed to work with your insurance plan and has negotiated lower payment rates. When you go in-network, your bills will typically be cheaper than if you go out-of-network, and what you pay will count toward your deductible and out-of-pocket maximum. Calculating the costs. To illustrate with an example, let's use a person, we'll call her Prudence, to explain the basics of health coverage. Your costs would be different based on your policy, so you'll want to do your own calculations each year when facing a medical cost. The basics: Prudence is single and has an annual deductible of $1,200. Her insurance plan also has copays, which do not count toward her deductible. After she meets the deductible, her insurer pays 80% of her medical bills, leaving Prudence with coinsurance payments of 20%. The scenario: Prudence goes in for an annual checkup and some routine blood work.